Diversification is important for any small business owner. Whether it's a change in trends or economic conditions, there's no guarantee that your business will continue to thrive and grow like it has been. In today's video, I'll go over my 5 current art-related income streams for my small business, and we'll talk about how you might be able to expand and diversify without straying too far from your current business model. And I also have a story to share at the end of this video about a time when my own business was at risk of collapse because I had thrown all of my eggs into one basket. Okay, so right now in 2025, my first and most profitable income stream is wholesale jewelry. This consists of selling in bulk quantities to retail shops and boutiques, offering my products at a discounted price. I've been designing and making my own jewelry for over a decade, and offering a variety of products on a wholesale marketplace is currently bringing in almost half of my sales. Transitioning to wholesale can be tricky though. You need to make sure that you're able to handle larger orders than you might be used to, and this will mean keeping more supplies and inventory on hand, and it will almost certainly mean making less money for each individual item in exchange for larger orders. The wholesale model won't work for everyone, but it certainly is worth looking into. And I do just want to apologize real quick for my voice. It's a little bit on the scratchy side today as I am getting over being sick, but I'll just try to stay hydrated and keep this video rolling. Number 2, retail direct-to-consumer sales. This category includes online marketplaces such as Etsy, eBay, and Mercari. You might also look into OfferUp, Nextdoor, or maybe Facebook Marketplace if that's your cup of tea. Customers will sometimes reach out on social media sites like Instagram as well. In-person events like craft fairs, farmers markets, and holiday bazaars will also fall into this category. And by the way, I know this goes without saying, but just be sure to do your research and be aware of all the risks and common scams to look out for anytime you're selling your products. Retail sales for me will usually consist of a customer buying 1 to 3 items at a time as opposed to bulk wholesale quantities. And around the holidays, the average per customer purchase will often go up, seeing as a large portion of retail sales are being purchased as gifts. On to number 3, I'm calling this category supplies. For me, this means mainly selling custom charms, pendants, chains, and other items that fellow jewelry makers use in their own products. These are not fully assembled pieces, so as you can guess, the customers who are buying supplies to make their own jewelry are not the same customers who are purchasing my retail products or even my wholesale products. These are people who enjoy making and designing their own jewelry, but maybe they don't have the desire to go out and buy all of the tools and supplies that I've collected over the past decade. Or maybe they live in an apartment or a condo that doesn't allow loud hammering. And so I make the charms for them, and they have the freedom to finish the jewelry as they wish, with beads, chains, or even wire wrapping. My 4th income stream, and this is one I just started in 2024 by the way, is watercolor painting. I've sold small collections as well as custom paintings. Sales have been online as well as in person at markets and events. And I know this one isn't as connected as the first 3, but I guess that's kind of the point. It's okay to have more than one interest. If you have a hobby that you enjoy, you might want to try out the market and see if there's any interest there. The way I see it, even if I only made enough in this particular category to support my hobby, then it's a win. I'm going to keep painting regardless, so why not sell enough to pay for my paper, my paints, and my brushes so I can keep doing what I love. And number 5, the final income stream for my small business in 2025 is tutorials and videos. As of today, this is my least profitable source of revenue, but that might not always be the case. For my business, this category consists of a few PDF format tutorials full of instructions and pictures demonstrating some of my jewelry making techniques. And of course, YouTube also belongs in this category, since I have a channel of videos dedicated entirely to my art journey and what I've been learning along the way. I'm excited to say that I've recently reached that first level of monetization, and I'm hoping to have my channel fully monetized in the near future. All right, now that we've covered the 5 ways that I've been making money as a small handmade business owner, let's talk about how these same categories might work in other industries. For this first one, I'm going to use my daughter as an example. So she is currently learning how to crochet. And when she gets a little bit older, she might decide to go the retail route and sell online as well as at farmers markets. And then maybe she'll come up with her own patterns to sell. She might also create a kit for absolute beginners that has a detailed tutorial as well as the yarn and crochet hook included. And she wouldn't be straying too far from her original idea, and yet each of these products would appeal to a very different audience. Next, let's use my son as an example. He has a 3D printer that he saved up for and purchased a few years back. He has sold a number of detailed, carefully painted items at craft markets. But then he's also sold some models and figures that are unpainted for those who want to paint their own. He also has plans to sell his own designs in file format, marketing to people who have their own 3D printers but need the file only. These 3 product variations will catch the eye of 3 entirely different customers. Okay, let's go over one more. What about a small business that sells cupcakes or cookies? What different income streams might work for them? Of course, there's retail, direct to customer at local markets. Maybe they could also consider the tutorial or video route, posting about their process on YouTube. And at some point, they might even consider creating a cookbook with a variety of different recipe and decorating ideas. If you have a small business and you're looking for ideas to expand your revenue streams, go ahead and let us know a little bit about your business in the comments, and as a community, we'll chime in with some input and suggestions. Okay, before I go, here's that quick story about how my business almost went under after being profitable for many years. I was living in Southern California at the time, and I'd been selling my jewelry at a weekend artisan market. It was an outdoor market in a great tourist spot, open year-round. I was really happy there, and I was making good money, so I wasn't overly concerned with building up a social media presence or working on my online shop. Things were just moving along fine until March of 2020 when everything shut down. What was basically my only source of income disappeared in an instant. And I'm sure you can all remember the uncertainty during that time, wondering if and when life would get back to normal. After about 6 to 9 months passed with no definitive end in sight, I decided it was time to pivot. So now, my business looks very different than it did in those early days of 2020, with 5 sources of income today instead of 1. It took time and it wasn't easy, but at least I know that now I'm better prepared for the unexpected. And I know that if I'm having a slow week in one of my main categories, then there's a very good chance that one of those extra revenue streams will pick up the slack. I hope this video has been helpful, and maybe you have a few more ideas that might work well for your own business. Well, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.